Welcome, soul empowered educators. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful that you are here and I get to share my passion for your self-care. So let's just get right into this masterclass. So how to become a passionate soul empowered educator so that you love your career and your life. We do spend a lot of time in our jobs and careers and thinking about it. So it's really important that we really love what we do and passionate about what we do. So this presentation is for you if you are an educator in mainstream school, home education, or daycare. No problem with any facility really. Looking for a proven system, techniques, tools to create consistent, passionate, loving environment every day and a job you can't wait to go back to. I appreciate you for being here. I'm so grateful. And I just want to make sure you know that you can't actually buy anything on this masterclass today. So the purpose of this masterclass is to share value to you. You're giving and giving and giving. I'm giving you something back. I'm giving you some value back today and making positive changes in your life and connect with you is what this purpose is today. I will not waste your time. I will give you actionable steps and I will offer the next steps for anybody who is wishing to choose that option. Okay, so the 3 secrets to the soul empowered educator is the first step is soul. Now, this is a bit of a buzzword. What does it actually mean? Okay, well, our soul is the energetic part of us. And it guides us to our joy, our creativity, our likes and dislikes, and unlimited, unconditional love. And empowered. To live empowered is to live at your highest potential by understanding your soulful journey and the latest science and aligned self-care, unique to you. Everybody has their own unique way of self-care. Educator, mentoring soul-aligned self-care is vital to ensure that we support ourselves and the next generation. Being an educator is the toughest job in the world. I was a burnt out casual education assistant with a small family, a house to run. Being a casual employee, I would actually move from a variety of different schools, different days, and different ethos, different environments, different values, different teaching styles, different names, year groups, lesson plans, behavior management, learning requirements, and students with specific needs. I would have regular stress-induced migraines and witness the common thread in every school that we attended. And that was stress playing a huge role in educators' lives and in every classroom. The pressure was too much. At the time, I valued my own career and my passion and enjoyed some extra finances. However, I barely held it together. I began noticing that I was too tired, sluggish, and my mind was racing, creating more and more experiences where I was not present for even my own family or my self-care. My passion and creativity was really depleted. So I got myself into a stress loop and I was struggling with finding solutions and the time for me at all. I was navigating my family life with meal preps and after school clubs and cleaning and navigating giving to others all day long and then calming down my own mind after work, trying to organize the next thing to keep on top of it all and perfecting the stress habits. I numbed my emotions and I pretended to myself that I was actually doing well. I was even lying to myself. So using external methods to calm my mind and body, which only added to more tiredness and actually a lot more problems. I was trying to make it work. I looked to others for validation. I compared myself to others and others seemed to cope, so why not me? I tried pushing myself harder, be more organized, drinking another glass of wine to help with the stress, disconnecting in front of the TV and just lounging and arranging more pressured family events to try and make that quality time happen. And I ended up feeling like a robot on Groundhog Day. Then everything changed when I witnessed a senior educator so overwhelmed with stress, she started screaming at a 5-year-old child for not writing correctly. And after that event, she screamed at the child to not come and give me a hug. The child was arms open, about to give me a hug to get some comfort. And she demanded that she go and sit by herself in her chair and just cry and stop crying, actually. So she wasn't allowed to be upset for what had just happened. And I saw my own future, and if I continued on that path, I knew I never wanted to end up so stressed. I was like, no, I'm done. And I knew the signs of stress all too well because I'd already experienced depression, postnatal depression, overwhelm, and anxiety in the past. And I really did not want to repeat any of it. So I made the decision to create more positive habits and mindset and embarked on a committed natural remedies journey. I tried new things. I got the courage from within me, and the motivation was there so that I would try new things. Did not want to be ending up like an overwhelmed, depressed educator. That was not what was on my path at all. And I tried new techniques for de-stressing, and the results were amazing. No more migraines. I committed to my own self-development and passion about self-care, and I created a whole new vitality for life. I was thriving all of a sudden. And I started my unique self-care regime, regularly valuing my own health, reading and listening to anything related to self-help, and educated myself with the latest science of epigenetics and quantum physics. Mind-blowing stuff. I retrained my body and mind to value myself and connect and create a much more loving life. And here's what happened. I realized I was in charge of my emotions and stress levels. Wow, I was in charge of them. And I created fast, effective new tools to help myself in my daily life as an educator. I understood the importance of positive daily habits and aligned self-care, and I now understood my body cues, such as my headaches, were actually telling me I was overstressed, and I was ignoring them before, just heading for the pill packet instead of getting to the root cause. I'm now aware of when I'm in resistance, my mind programs, and why I didn't even value myself originally, and why I was creating my life from any program whatsoever. And so my journey has led me to learn the C formula, so the Soul Empowered Educator formula. After a decade of learning natural therapies and working as a casual educator, I was spending thousands on courses, hypnosis, books, and educating myself with the latest science. My children have also attended 10 different schools, including Montessori, Christian, private, public, online, home education, baccalaureate systems, UK systems, and Australian systems, because as a family, we actually traveled around a little bit. So I finally discovered the real secrets to being a long-lasting, passionate, soul-empowered educator. And I realized that stress is 100% guaranteed, and it is the opposite to love, and you can only be in one state at one time. Emotional regulation and self-care is not valued in any profession other than Google. And I had visited the Google in New York. My friend works for them, and she kindly got us an invite into Google, and wow, they definitely know how to do employee self-care. Beautifully done. We are all human beings, part of the natural world, and that being in an environment of so much stress between the hours of 8 and 3 is anything but natural. You wouldn't put a newborn baby into a stress zone and be productive, measurements, all those kind of things, without giving that baby love and attention. That would be cruel. The same is actually happening, being in so much stress and not having any tools to de-stress in an education environment. Educators who are stressed were trapped with the repeating negative mind programs, emotionally overwhelmed, and even shouting at pre-primary students. A loveless, stressful environment is the main reason educators and my clients had physical and mental health issues. This is the environment which affected my passion, my creativity, and vibrancy for life. And once I started these tools, all of my passion, creativity, and vitality for life has completely returned. I jump out my bed every day, absolutely in love with my life. Our emotional stability determines learning success. If we're not emotionally regulated, it will determine our learning success. We were all modeling this to students as well, and our family. But this is what adulting life looks like. It's not really that inspiring, is it? So to get to the root cause of stress, it's vital to make a change in the environment that it's actually being created in. So why the education environment isn't working? Well, 75% of students report that school is a negative place to be. So the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence has reported this, and I very rarely meet anyone. So it wasn't a surprise to me, this statistic, who confirms that they have actually had a positive experience at school. And whether it's from my own childhood or whether it's from the teenagers that I speak to now, they say the same thing, that the teenagers now I've actually done little interviews with, and they have actually said that they know that school stresses them, and that's where they get a lot of the stress from, whether it's socially or academically. There's a whole pot of different types of emotions and stresses going on, and they have no idea how it affects their daily life, and they have no idea of any solutions across the board. I think there was one person who vaguely knew a little bit more. So I would say 99% of all the teenagers that I've spoken to have confirmed that they have no idea what to do with that stress. Scientifically proven, love improves learning. The science to learning confirms that we must feel emotionally safe, loved, cared for, and valued before information passes easily to our long-term memory. Amazing, right? Long-term stress causes mental health issues. So when we're subjected to long periods of stress and negativity, we will create subconscious mind programs, which can create physical and mental health issues. Now, it's a bit like learning to drive a car. If you're learning to be in stress all day long, you've learned the automated the stress habit, and that is what your life will look like. So educators live in stress loops. So they've got deadlines, time pressures, learning issues, negativity, politics, giving to others all day long, and no aligned self-care. So the keys to creating an empowered life is understanding stress is 100% guaranteed daily, and you need to do daily, simple, proven, effective tools and techniques to de-stress. There's a mind-body connection, and if we don't want to perfect the stress habit at all, we want to perfect the love habit. So awareness of your subconscious mind programs is an absolute plus. Science of quantum physics and epigenetics, habits create your life. So again, if you're automating any habit, you're actually creating your life based on that habit. So if there are positive habits in your life, then you will have a positive, passionate life. And if you have any of those negative habits in there, that's where we need to start being careful, especially when it comes to stress habits. Stress just exists, that's fine, I'll be okay, don't worry about it. That's not really the great habit to have. So aligned soul guidance brings you long-lasting joy. Absolutely. So when you really connect with your joy spaces, and you actually understand and you take action on them, and you listen to them, then you will actually find that your life is heading in that direction anyway. You're giving up your bad habits for good habits, and voila, half of the job is done. So value and commit to aligned self-care. So when you're listening, it's not just about listening to your soul and guidance, it's actually following through. So passionate people create solutions. So overwhelmed educators shout and they react, and they are not emotionally coping. It's no one's fault. that they were not educated. It is our responsibility, however, to create solutions and apply them immediately. I have lived, tried, and tested the solutions that I share in this course, and I am so passionate to help my colleagues, students, and parents with everything that I've learned. And so here I am. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So passion actually fuels your dreams, and that's definitely true for me. So once I got my passion back and vitality for life, I wanted to write a children's book, a dream of mine. I never thought it was possible for me, but here we are. 2 years later, the magic in me has been created. And this is now also going to be an animation. So I'm now into the next phase of creating this as an animation. How magical. There's also an app that goes with this book as well for parents and children to learn, really fun craft and all variety of different things. There's songs and animation and digital books and all sorts of different things in there. Good fun. So I'm also creating a lot more app-based courses around wellness to navigate stress, emotions, and value, committed, aligned self-care. So I've already been testing some of these tools out to the wellness team, to the local public school, and it consisted of a deputy principal, youth engagement, and support personnel. And we all collaborated our wisdom, knowledge, and mind mapped, implemented, and applied many solutions for many different issues in the high school. So the main issue addressed was the consistency of self-care for educators and the students. So the techniques and tools that we discussed, and some of them were implemented, were a huge success. And they really ranged from breathwork to just actually taking deeper connections with the students. And they have really created a big difference. So clients, I have also had a natural therapist business as a part-time while I was doing educator assistant. And I've helped hundreds of people. I've seen the same patterns, the same story come through every time. Stress is a key issue for adults and children, causing anxiety, depression, and other ailments. Soul-aligned self-care is vital. It creates positive habits and emotional regulation, which creates long-lasting positive change. When you're accountable to yourself and no one else, then that is actually a really vital tool as well. So one of my clients, Louise, she actually gave me a testimonial, which was, I have learned how to trust and follow my soul guidance on my own journey. I could not have achieved all of this in such a short period of time without Tracy's guidance and teachings. It does make it a lot easier when you've got somebody there who's already walked the path and actually help you along as well and support you. The two biggest problems with stress in education is that educators have no idea that they're actually stressed. They brush it off. Seen it time and time again. And also to just check if this course would be viable, I actually did a lot of interviews with educators to see if they understood stress and what to do with it. And there was one of the educators who'd only even been in education for a term and a half, who was already showing significant signs of stress, and I was able to direct her into a better way of processing that stress. And also that's the other thing, that she had no idea how to actually process that stress. So this is a common theme. So if you are stressed, are you really being honest with yourself about how much stress you actually have taken on in the day? And what would you do about it? What tools are you going to use? What proven tools do you know? This is the issue. So the big problem, stress solution, is value your body and mind and commit to soul-aligned self-care. Giving to everybody else is the automated habit that educators are in, and it's letting go and allowing yourself that time. Make sure that time is available in your day for your own aligned self-care, and it doesn't need to be a huge amount of time. The common 6 mistakes is that there's no consistent positive mentor support network for somebody who's already walked the path to actually help guide you into the positive spaces that you need. Educators' mind programs value giving and not receiving, brushing off stress like it's nothing, and they hide and disconnect and numb emotional issues and feelings, don't understand their body cues like the headaches. Instead of taking tablets, get to the root cause. And resistant due to time pressures. That is another automated mind program that I don't have time. Yeah, it's quite interesting. So the solutions, don't we always love the solution? Okay, so view self-care like charging your phone. It's vital every day that you charge your phone, and you wouldn't miss a day charging your phone. And some days need more attention than others. So on you'll see the image there, regular educator battery, and the soul empowered educator battery is a bit fuller. So understand the latest science of quantum physics and epigenetics, understanding the body's cues to stress, the headaches, the tensions, the neck and shoulder issues. Value unique self-care tools and techniques. Okay, so the soul empowered educator secret number 1 in the soul section. Your soul is your gut feeling, your intuition, your unique expression and energy. And it access unlimited unconditional love, guides you to your value, your unique likes and dislikes, creates inner strength, even more value, creativity, safe, unique expression and passion. Who doesn't want that? The importance of soul guidance is that we trust our inner soul guidance. We support it. We love ourselves. We honor ideas and critical thinking, creativity, and inner strength to actually say yes or no. Quantum and epigenetic science. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, and Greg Braden are experts in the latest science of biochemistry and self-development. They have all concluded that the human body, mind, and soul connection are essential for a thriving life. We can connect to the unified field available in every cell. This is where we connect with unconditional love or soul, or for some that might be the God space that they call that. Just labeled different ways, basically. This actually increases our immune system, scientifically proven. If we connect to this space, it's increasing our immune system, connecting to love, increases our immune system, mental health, and overall well-being. And this connection can create side effects of miraculous healing, self-love, value, care, passion, creativity, inspired ideas, and we can master our own emotions and lives. Repetitive experiments and examinations and scans confirm these findings. Once you consciously understand the science, you can make a difference in your own life and everyone around you. Now, we all know the best educators are passionate and share their unique expression. My daughter had a teacher who played the piano and sang during her lessons. I'd say 3/4 of her day would have been around the piano, and all the lessons were in that fun and amazing self-expression environment. My son had a teacher who integrated martial arts, and they were clearly passionate, engaging, vibrant, uplifting, shared their unique passions, modeling to the students to do the same. This is vital in education because creativity is actually the 3rd most valued skill, and emotional intelligence is the 6th. Creativity is your soul's unique expression transformed into physical reality. You don't get the creative ideas if you're in stress. You don't. It just doesn't happen. You have to be in that loved, safe environment, express who you are, express your ideas, and actually be okay to share them. So to support your unique expression, you must understand your mind, body, soul connection and feel safe to express your uniqueness and ideas. Uniqueness, creativity, and value of emotional support is not currently supported by our current education model. All right, so the soul-empowered educators create soul-empowered students. Okay, so if we value our self-care, we've got self-care tools and techniques, positive habits, emotionally regulated, connected to soul, creativity, and passion, and we mentor to others as well. So once you've experienced it, you can model it. And you're modeling that mind, body, soul connection as a passionate educator. You might be thinking, I don't have time for added training or tools. So the tools are simple and they're on an app. And to guide you seamlessly, you have access to all the videos, tools, techniques in your pocket all day long. One of the most effective tools is less than a minute. One is actually about 20 seconds. Hello, Cocoa Pops. The truth is, stress creates resistance, and this may have become your safe new norm. Long-term stress creates a limited mindset, and you are valuing your mind program, not your heart, soul, or inspired solutions and creativity. This can be challenging when you don't know the right tools or motivation. Making one positive decision can make the difference to you being committed to your new habits of self-care, value your body, mind, and health, try new things, and have access to the right support, the right tools, creating new, positive, loving, passionate life effortlessly. The soul empowered educator secret number 2, empowered. Okay, so this is where we have our unique self-expression and we feel safe to express our uniqueness, be different, connect to love, value inner guidance, connect to the inspired ideas and solutions, know your core strengths, skills, goals, joys in life. And you maintain unique expression by mentored, educated, high vibrations around you, supported emotionally, physically, and mindfully, and proven tools and systems to help you in everyday life. The Soul Empowered Educator's secret 2 is when you're not empowered or connecting to your unique expression, it's commonly due to self-doubts, insecurities. You might feel disconnected, unsupported, fearful, and feel like you're failing at life. When you are empowered, you are able to connect to and value your unique expression. Know it's your gift. You have proven tools, techniques to create an authentic life and career. You are inspired by your own ideas. You value your inner guidance and your voice. You no longer value others' opinions over your own, and you create your life passionately. You have mentors who have walked the path before you and support you in high vibration. Epigenetic science shows that when we are exposed to empowered humans, we can create a positive ripple effect in the people and environment around us. All right, so empowered looks more like express uniqueness, value self-care, creative, passionate, achieves personal goals, inspired solutions, and regulated emotions. If you're disempowered, you probably feel a bit more disconnected and unsupported, insecure in your own self, living a more robotic groundhog kind of day, unaware of the innate inner power available to you, and emotionally reactive. The latest science of self-care. So the experts in biochemistry and the latest science of epigenetics confirms that our genes do not create disease. Rather, it's the internal or external environment that programs our genes. Emotions are information to our cells to either upregulate or downregulate our genes, affecting our immune system, the protein production, and the body functions. Stress chemicals like cortisol downregulate the genes, and elevated emotions like love upregulate our genes. Emotions are recorded in the brain at the time of an experience, so reoccurring emotions, that automated program, confirms that you're living in the past and disempowering you. Passionate, elevated emotions create an empowering, healthy state, and you tend to have spontaneous and more open to try new things, and all can be a little bit uncomfortable because uncomfortable is actually new. If it's familiar and you've been repeating it and repeating it, that's a past program, past automated experience. You know all that. But when it's new, it can sometimes feel a little bit uncomfortable. So the signs of self-care. So when you have an experience you have an emotional reaction, whether it's good or bad, whatever it is, whatever it might be, that positive or negative thought creates the emotion, and outside factors like toxins and love. So improves immune health or decreases the immune health. Internal or external environment vibrational information received in the cell receptors. So it's now processing, okay, this is the environment outside, or this is the emotion that I'm feeling. And then the receptors in the cell are reading that vibration of that in the body. So the body then makes proteins based on the signal received. So the genes are then upregulated or they're downregulated. Empowering you creates a ripple effect. So if you're an empowered educator, you're empowering that environment and empowering then the students and the next generation. So your why. Now, when I was in Singapore and we met a teacher from my kids' old school in Perth, and she was quite, I think she was a deputy principal, to be honest. And my kids ran behind me in complete fear. And I wanted to share that with you because that was 5 years later. They hadn't seen that teacher for 5 years. And that's the automated response that they had to that teacher. Now, is that the kind of educator that you want to be, or have that child, you know, just comment to their parent, oh, that was that teacher that I didn't like. They were really emotionally not regulated. They were, you know, angry and overwhelmed and stressed out all the time. Or do you, or imagine meeting a fellow student in 5 to 10 years time, still connected to you, grateful to you, and they were completely empowered in your care, now living their dreams and making a difference with a positive experience, environment, self-care, and tools that you shared with them. Making these changes, that's what's going to happen. So being soul empowered is a passionate career. It gives you tools and techniques in daily life. We're all human. We need those techniques every day. Understand our own body, mind cues. We're happier, joyful, soulful people. And, you know, regular educators are struggling with the 7 to 8% likely chance of mental health issues. That's the stats. For educators, there's stress, there's subconscious mind patterns of stress and unhealthy habits to maintain that stress. Okay, so mentored support tools. I couldn't be where I am today without knowing that there was somebody mentoring me at some point, but I had to go through all the different avenues to then realize what the actual secrets were. So it took me a decade to learn successfully apply self-care without supported overall information. I got my support in each individual area, and then I have collated all of that for you. So I now create a high vibe for everybody that I meet. So the formulas, accountabilities, the soul-aligned self-care and is vital to the individual success. And everyone's unique, so everybody will have that unique self-care aligned plan. The tools are to access inner mind programs, upregulate genes, chemicals, proteins in your body, and emotions are fast, effective, and proven. So they're just a little bit of information on what's available to you in this course is meditation, hypnosis, breath work, and laughter and mindfulness are just touching the tip of the iceberg in this course for you. So you may be thinking, I've tried some of these before and it didn't work. Well, you maybe haven't tried with a mentored soul-aligned support. Unresolved emotions and resistances can actually kind of sabotage you in keeping a consistent self-care plan because your programs tell you, no, it's fine, I'm fine, we don't need that, that's okay. Well, those are your resistances, And unless you're doing it for consistency for a long period of time, then it might not work for you. So you give your power away to your programs, giving your power to time rather than your own inner power, unable to connect to love state and feel body cues. So if you just feel right now and you feel like, I want to feel loved, if you can feel that in your body, and if you can't, then you may be blocking that love for some reason. And that is where your mind programs or fear or stress is probably taken over. So you may have lost connection to your inner motivation and passion as well, and just become more of a Groundhog Day. The benefits of the tools, they help you with a support network. They have high vibrational mentoring, scientifically proven, accountability for you as well, goal setting. And the tools are, I mean, even meditation, this is what I'm talking about here, when the meditation stats are basically from 50-year-olds who tried meditation for the first time, I think it was over 3 months. And when they were re-scanned, their brains were basically at the markers of 25-year-olds. How amazing is that? So it improves immune system, it improves focus and attention, improves emotional regulation, able to process stress easier, long-term happiness, creativity, and passion. So the truth is, it takes one decision for you to take that first step. It takes one decision. So, or you can stay the same in your stress loops, negative emotions, disempowered, negative environment, and down-regulating your genes. What would you choose? All right, the secret number 3. Okay, what was your decision to become an educator in the first place? That soul-aligned decision, right? It was that passion space. Oh yeah, I'm really good. I've got skills and strengths with kids. I really love working with kids. I'm inspired by another educator. She was amazing. She was passionate. I want to be like her or him. And, you know, those are the decisions we choose when we become an educator. And when we become an educator, it's a different story. It's all very time pressured, stress, deadlines, politics, negativity, measurements, and creative limitations. So the current self-care model for educators is that not understanding that stress is 100% guaranteed daily, and our bodies are not designed to be in long-term levels of stress. So there's no stress education. There's no personal unique self-care goals or strategies. There's no support networks. There's no updates on the latest science, and there's no access to proven techniques and tools. And there's no self-care inside of the school day. It's actually all that personal stuff is classed as personal and to be done outside of the school hours. Well, you know, it's not really a great model, is it? So soul-aligned self-care gets to the root cause in the environment, creates the positive change for everyone. We do not learn effectively in stress states. Emotions are everything when we talk about learning. Emotions are connected to our cognitive skills, our attention, executive function like organization skills and self-management, decision-making, critical thinking and problem solving, and emotional regulation. Okay, so change is happening anyway. And from the Forbes reports, 60% of educators have quit in the last couple of years, and 46.6% rise in home education in some states of Australia. I think that was actually Queensland. And that's huge. There's change happening anyway. We need to get some change happening so that this is emotionally regulated in the classrooms every day. So why are these changes happening? Why is mental health issues on the rise? Well, the stats are telling us that 78% of educators are feeling the effects of stress and experiencing mental health issues. 49.5% of adolescents experience mental health issues yearly, reported by the National Institute of Mental Health. 75% of students are unhappy at school and feel it's a negative environment, reports the Yale Center of Emotional Intelligence. And these stats clearly tell us that positive changes in the education is needed to be addressed at the root cause, which is stress, to value both our educators and our next generation. This is just not good enough. You know, this is just awful when we look at the stats. You may be thinking, how could this be implemented into an education environment? You're doing so much as it is, but it can be, and it's definitely something that needs to be done. Change needs to happen. So educator implementation, the Soul Empowered Educator app, proven tools, accountability goals, collaboration, wellness, staff support. There's principal presentations available. So if you need to present this to a principal, I'm happy to do that for you. And there's also regular staff workshops. And there is for the students, you can also add proven tools and techniques for them, educated with the latest science. When you consciously know the why you're doing something, as you will know, it makes it much easier. Even from the young age, I actually spoke to 1, 2, and 3-year-olds to try and practice some of these tools, and they really took to it really well. They absolutely understood that it was necessary for them to have these self-care and value self-care. So empowered student responsibility. There's no comparison when it comes to emotional regulation. You're feeling it, nobody else. You have to understand how you're feeling and what you're choosing to feel. It's your responsibility. And it does take a bit of learning and education in that, but the results are amazing. And you get resources, and they're like posters and all sorts of different tools and techniques, and there's videos and all sorts of different things for the children as well. And there's support, of course. The truth is, you're worth it. You are absolutely worth the change. So we're human, and it's vital to practice self-care to upregulate your genes and stay healthy mentally and physically. It's not a fault for anyone who has had any emotional regulation issues shouted at kids. We've all done it. However, it is our responsibility to make that change. We're worthy of being valued, have fun, be passionate in your career and your life, able to easily understand your mind, body, and soul connection. Be part of nature. You're not designed to be productive from the hours of 8 to 3 every day without rest and rejuvenation. Change takes one positive decision. So the Soul Empowered Educator journey, you will go on a soulful journey, an ownership journey, and understand and love. Access videos, science, implementation, inspiration, meditation, tools, and more in a handy app. All the tools available when you need them at your own pace, online support network, additional support available, and self-care at your convenience every day. So book a call if you would like to learn more and see how you can get started with your Soul Empowered Educator journey. Everyone who books a call today will receive a link to the Core Values and Motivation app, which is absolutely free. So thank you so much for joining me today on the Masterclass, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Much love to you all. Bye.